don't know if we can get this all done.
Episode 3. Whatever we don't get done today, we can do tomorrow or the next day or the next day or the next day.
That is true. We can do whatever, whenever we want, right? We can do it.
So episode 3. Let's see if this gets easier.
It's easy. It's nice. It's good. It's fun.
So I seen this thing, and it's taping your mouth closed at night.
I've heard of it too. I have. I don't know if it's just a new thing or if it's a fad. I don't know.
I don't know, because I was watching Love is Blind. It's on Netflix, Love is Blind.
What is it?
It's like a show where basically people date, but it's like sight unseen. So they're like in separate rooms and then they're just talking. They just talk. And then
it's a dating show.
Yeah. And then eventually they like pair up with somebody. And then they meet and they can get engaged. And then after everyone's paired up, they like go like to like Mexico or something like that, spend time with their person. It's
like The Bachelor, but it's not The Bachelor.
I guess so. But yeah, and then that's where I seen it, because the one guy, like one of the first night that they were spending together, he's like I tape my mouth shut at night. And that's where I first seen it.
Oh, he told the girl that.
Yeah.
And she's like, "What?"
Well, it was funny, right?
Yeah.
Like, and then just a few days ago, Blair's like, "I saved a video for you."
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, "Okay." It was about taping your mouth closed and how it can like change your facial features.
It's a possibility. Like, it's a possibility. I'm not saying yes, but I'm not saying no. I feel like I would probably, like, the tape would come off, and because I talk in my sleep.
Oh.
So if I'm talking in my sleep, it's going to come off. I'm going to choke on that tape, I think. That's what I'm thinking in my head right now. I talk in my sleep. I yell at people. I scream. I don't do it all the time. I find I talk in my sleep when I'm mad at someone more. I'm like having conversation with them or something in my sleep, and I'm yelling at them. But I do talk in my sleep. It scares me sometimes.
Of what you might say?
So I don't know if other people do, but I just don't know. I wouldn't tape my mouth. I definitely would not. I feel like I'd be suffocating. It's just not for me.
I think like a full piece for me would make me feel like I was going to suffocate. But I've been doing just like this like half an inch wide.
Do you do a big piece so it doesn't just all of a sudden flip off, like rip off the top?
It's like probably 2 inches long by half an inch wide. And then I just tape them together. So I can still like breathe. I can still like talk. And that tape, I use that what's that tape we got from London Drugs?
It's like bandage tape. I love that stuff though.
I use it and I swear it like glues onto my lips. Like it's not coming off.
It's good stuff. I like that stuff.
So I've been doing that for about a week now.
That tape, I swear, stopped my eye wrinkles. Like, I don't have any crow's feet. Like,
I do.
Well, I do when I smile really big, but that's just a normal crease. But when I'm like, no, I don't think I do. Do I?
Just laugh lines, little ones.
But they're not like big as crow's feet. I swear it's from that tape. It works so good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been taping my face for a little while now just to... But these aren't going anywhere.
The forehead ones are really hard. I find the little 11 creases there, those ones will go away like for a day. Like if I tape it, they're gone. But the forehead ones, they just kind of fade, but they do not go away.
The one thing I have noticed taping my forehead creases though is that I would have days where I would just be really tense, like really tense in my forehead.
Yeah.
And then I would get headaches.
Tension headache.
Yeah. And I find that I feel less tense in my forehead now that I've been taping it at night.
I believe it. Because it's all those little muscles you have. They're all related to like your head, your skull, your like jawbone.
Yeah. So I'm going to keep doing it if just for that.
That's good.
It's been a while. I had a headache last night, but I think that was more my neck. My neck was sore.
Your neck, yeah.
From like sewing.
Oh, from putting your neck down.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'm making that sweater.
I can't wait to see it.
And I decided to do a denim stripe on the sleeves, like on the forearm.
I love stripes and like funky little like embellishment things. I like that.
And then I decided to do top stitching, so it's like a little crossed pattern on that denim.
Oh, I can't wait to see it.
I was doing that yesterday, and I think that's why my neck was out, because I was
totally
so focused.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My neck will be super sore when I'm gardening. When I'm bending down, planting. Oh, I can't move my neck the next day. And it's definitely from like doing something too long repetitively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just not paying attention to it.
Or when you're not used to it as well, doing that all the time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then I heard some news. Well, okay.
Okay, what news? And from where and whom? What?
I don't know.
I need to know the sources.
But it was Joe Rogan shared Trump's post, and it was Trump's post on Canada becoming part of the U.S.
Oh, the 51st state thing. Oh, Donald Trump reacts to Trudeau's resignation and once again calls Canada the 51st state again. So.
I mean, I'm totally in because, I mean, quite frankly, I feel the want to get out of Canada.
Well, I think the main thing for many people, I'm not going to say everybody, obviously, but many people are definitely not supporters of Justin Trudeau at all.
No.
Like, at all. And I think that's one of the biggest things. Most of that kind of negative, I guess you could say, just like negative public response was basically 2020. That's where it got really bad with Justin Trudeau. Wouldn't you say? It started kind of around then. There was always issues prior, but just not as prevalent.
Well, I mean, I was never a huge fan of him, and I don't
most definitely not.
Like, I don't know how much of that is because generally speaking, I am more conservative. It's just when he got in, I still remember that whole thing where it was like, oh, Canada finally has like a beautiful prime minister. Like, oh, he's got gorgeous hair, and they were doing like photo shoots and stuff because he was so good looking. Right? And I'm just like, okay, well, that's not why we should be getting somebody in.
No.
And so from right off the bat, it was like, okay. And then it was pretty quick because when did he call that random election when there was like a state of emergency in BC? When did he call that election?
I can't remember. It was at the end of 2021?
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm guessing though. I don't know for certain.
Yeah. Because I do not forget that.
I know there's just so much involved, but he has resigned now. And we'll have to see what's going to happen with the Liberal Party and who's going to be taking over his position as Prime Minister of Canada.
So now would that person have to be in the Liberal Party as well?
I don't know if it's going to go that route or there's going to be an earlier election. I don't know. Like they're not really saying yet. Or if they're just going to wait. The election was supposed to be done in October of this year.
Yeah.
So I'm not quite sure.
In a way, it would make sense to do an early election. Because now the House can't go.
But the House isn't even, they're not even in session right now.
Yeah, and
it's closed till the end of January. For holidays still.
January.
For holidays still, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. How would you feel about becoming part of the States?
I wouldn't have a problem with it, but I don't think it would ever happen. I'd be surprised if it happened. There's just no way. There's too much trade embargo and too many tariffs and all their border issues. It's just not going to happen. There's just no way. There's too much involved behind the government and policies and federal regulations. I don't see it happening.
It would be nice to be on par with the US dollar, though.
There's obviously more to the joke, right? That's why they're making a joke about. I think it's to do with Trudeau resigning and all that, and Canada not having really good leadership. I think that's really what it is. Saying, oh, you guys don't have a good leader, I'll take it over. That's really what, it's kind of more that. I don't think it's really a thing, but you never know. They could just...
Well, he did put it out there. Even if it was just a flippant thing, he still put it out there. So
And he
it
was
still
referring,
crossed his mind.
yes, he was referring to hardly any taxes for everybody now. Like Americans and Canadians. Their taxes would be like really low.
Yeah.
So I think that was just a fun enticement for people. I don't know. Just a nice thought, fun thought, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah. I was just like, oh, it's going to get so much busier here if it became part of the States. Because in theory, our population is so low for how much landmass we have.
That is true.
Right? And then if
all
there
of the
was no
territories,
borders, if there was no borders, then there would be probably more people coming this way.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's lots to think about, but I think it's just more of a headliner saying Canada the 51st state. It's just a thought. It's nothing.
What do you think about the whole happenings that are going on in the New York area for the last little bit?
Oh, the mysterious drones. The people say they're just airplanes or helicopters. No, they're drones.
Or they're looking for isotope,
Or
is what I heard.
Or military looking for something that is obviously really bad. Like, really bad. So I'm hoping that I just heard this too. Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg said that there's going to be less censorship and no fact checkers anymore, because those fact checkers were absolutely wrong.
Yeah.
Every time.
I noticed that a few
I'm like,
times,
how do they even have a job? Like, the fact checkers were absolutely absurd responses on anything, like not even accurate.
How much of it could have been AI?
There were people,
yeah,
I think, behind the scenes doing something, and they're fact checkers, and they just don't even know what's going on. But anyways, I'm hoping that this relaxed thoughts on censorship from Facebook will really help bring out more of what's going on actually with these drones, even because you don't see that much.
No.
Some of my friends, I asked them, and they're like, what drones? Like just like little drones you buy at Best Buy or somewhere or Walmart. I'm like, no, these are big drones, and they're like coming out at night as soon as it gets dark, and they've been hitting areas in the States. Most specifically New Jersey and New York, Staten Island. Those areas seem to be very centralized, and there's videos, some of them not as good. They're hard to see, some of the videos, because they're up high in the sky. Some of them come down, but it's so dark you can't really see them that well. All you see is like the red lights and the kind of blue white flashing lights, and other people are like, oh no, those are helicopters. But you can clearly see they're not helicopters. They are definitely drones. You don't hear them. They kind of have like you can hear rotation of a motor, but they don't sound like an aircraft. You can hear them visibly, like see them too. That's not what it is. I don't know. Something is going on. I know that.
Go ahead.
No, because I happened to see one on the highway on Monday. So we're coming back from an appointment in the city, and right down the middle of the highway, there's this big bright light coming kind of down. And all of a sudden I'm like, is it coming close to us? Like, is it coming down? And I just saw it drop straight down. I'm like, that is not a helicopter. Like, why is it right dead in the middle of the highway? Comes closer and closer, and I can see it like with my eyes that it's not like a regular aircraft. It's coming down. It drops down and literally veers off to like the meridian of the highway there. I have nowhere to pull over. I'm like, what is going on? It was so close. And it was just hovering there. I don't really want to tell everybody. I know I told you, but I really feel like people aren't going to really believe me. Like, I actually saw it there. And I look back, I try to pull over, but there's nowhere to pull over. So we pull over at the truck stop, and I can still see it just hovering there. I'm like, there's brake lights I saw, but I don't see any other people really that interested in it. Did they not see it? Did they figure it was like an aircraft? I don't know what people thought. I looked after online to see if I could see any other reports. All I saw was there was a traffic accident about 20 minutes after I went through there. I don't know what the accident was. Of course, there's nowhere to find out. But there was nothing I could find about if anyone else saw anything. But I saw it, so I know there's drones. I don't think they're out there spraying the fields right now in winter here. Like, They're
No.
not. And it was very large. Like, it wasn't just a little handheld drone. So something is definitely going on. I wouldn't really believe it until I saw it. And I did see it. So it's definitely, it's been on my mind a lot since Monday. I don't really know what else to think, but they're here too. So are they in every province now, or is it just certain provinces? Is it near the cities? I have lots of thoughts. I don't know what your thoughts are. But I feel like there's not a lot of information about them. Just a few YouTube videos. I've seen a few posts here and there on Facebook, but there hasn't really been that much. Fox News has done a couple times, I believe, talking about New Jersey mostly. People, going out there. Some of the police chiefs have gone out there hunting for them too, and said yes, that they're here, and they've been asking for higher up authorities to give them some more information, and they've just been told we can't give you anything else right now. We don't know, which is easy answer. I don't know. It's such an easy answer, and it's like, okay, well, if you don't know, I can't really bug you anymore and ask for more questions if you don't know. So I feel like that's the easy way out. They're not responding to it. The parliament isn't, the government isn't, the governors aren't. So I don't really know what's going on with it all.
Well, and if it wasn't one of theirs, they would literally be shooting them down. Or like they would literally be stopping just a private person from doing that. Like an individual.
Exactly.
Right? If they weren't associated
Well, they
with
do. They know
something
exactly
like that.
who has that drone. They're all licensed here.
Yeah.
They know. Everybody has to have a drone license.
Yeah, and probably for those big ones, you probably need more, because I've heard to some extent to fly some, you need pilot licenses.
Yes, and I think they're military type drones. Some kind of secret military activities are going on. And they didn't think the public would notice. I don't really know if they even thought about it or anything, but nobody's really responded much. My thing that I found kind of more interesting based on just a simple research, I was like, okay, well, if these drones are out there, why aren't people buying drone radars? Why is there nobody out there being like, okay, I've got my radar, I'm going to check out and see what this drone is? Well, those radars don't work in fog at all. Rain as well. And these are like good quality like radars. They're like $1,500 to $2,000 for this like technology. It's a little instrument that can like gauge what kind of drones they are and how far away they are, and I think even what type of drone they are. So now another thing is fog. There's been fog in downtown Vancouver area. We don't live in the city here, but we're like in the country. But in the city, when I had to go to the city on Monday, it was so foggy. I could not see anything. But this fog isn't just here. It's all over all the states. Every state. England has it. Even Dubai has fog. But Dubai is like, can't really gauge them. They have such a different weather system there with the dryness and of course the cloud seeding they do there to keep it not so dry. So I don't know what to think, but why is it so foggy in all the states now and even here in Canada? Are they trying to hide the drones? Are they trying to make it so the technology can't use the radar on these drones? I honestly, makes you think about it a lot. I just wish there'd be more answers on this for people wanting to know, like me specifically. Yeah. After I actually saw one, it's like, makes me wonder what really is going on. What do you think about it all? Have you heard a lot or seen anything else about it?
I haven't seen that much about it. A few weeks ago, I was shown a video that was like a drone and an orb, because there was orbs at the same time.
Yeah, I think I've seen that one.
And it shows the drone going up to the orb.
And then does it drop out of the sky?
It drops.
That was on ABC. Was it ABC News? They were filming, just doing a regular newscast, and that's what they got.
Oh.
It wasn't like they were filming. It just happened in the background. I think that's the video. I have to look. But yeah. I think a lot of people saw that one. That one was played a lot. That's kind of when it first started coming out more in like the public and on social media.
I haven't heard much since then.
No.
But things just get swept under the rug, right? Like they want people to be calm and placid and not worry about these little things, right? It's the same with like the war in the Ukraine. You don't hear nothing about it now.
I haven't heard anything.
It's still going on.
And then we have these forest fires in California now. My mom didn't even know about it. She's like, what fires? I'm like, there is massive raging fires burning in the Palisades. Now they've hit the Hollywood Hills. And I think there's 4 burning right now, all at the same time, literally. And they've just all taken off with these crazy 90 to 100 kilometer winds. Just like, it's like the perfect storm. Like, how does that happen? It's like deja vu. It's just like, this is what happened in Hawaii. They had the weird winds. They don't usually normally get like that, coming from different directions. And then exactly the same. Like, California does not get winds like this. Like, it's just not been recorded for hundreds of years. Like, they get windy, like typical winds, but not like this. It is abnormal. And now it's just ravaging. There's no water. They've had problems with like water. They had some water contracts and stuff, and they were not bringing in the water in and filling up the reservoirs for some reason. There's all of these different things. And then all these people's house, like 70,000 people's house insurances were canceled like a month ago. Just like, and they've had house insurance for 65 years. Some of these people are elderly people too. They're not all like middle-aged. And their house's insurance has got a notice it's canceled out of the blue. Yeah. And then this, it just, nothing is adding up anymore. And it's just makes me so upset that our world is like this. We just don't know what's going on. We are censored still, even though they say that we're going to relax the censorship. I feel like we don't know what's going on, and these people have to deal with all this, and it's just really bad. It's bad for everybody. Affects everybody.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, for as long as I can remember, though, California has been on fire.
Yes.
They've been on fire, like...
They have, but not like this. It's just small, more centralized. These are like widespread. This is talking hundreds of thousands of acres. It's really widespread. And yeah, there's just not enough water to put these fires out. So they have Canadian water bombers coming there right now too, from Canada, helping.
Yeah, I seen something about that.
Yeah, I saw one out there on a video. It was out there putting out the fire, but right spot on. So one of the fires got put out a little off area by the Palisades, got put out by the water bomber. But I just don't even know what to think about all this. It's just I can't even watch it. It's just too upsetting.
Yeah, devastating.
It's devastating.
Especially putting yourself in like those people's shoes, right?
And some of them are barely getting out. Like their houses are on fire as they're escaping. Like it happens so fast. My heart goes out to everybody involved and everybody there and everybody in California.
Well, I think our 3rd episode is coming to a close here.
Yes, the sun is getting hidden by these big clouds that are rolling in now.
Yeah, we're getting a little chilly out here, and it's time to start moving and picking up kids and getting on with the rest of the day.
And it's time for coffee.
Yes, always time for a cup of coffee.